with the representation of square roots on number line. In the previous class, we did the representation of root 2 and root 3. Today we will be going to do root 5. Okay. Now, while before doing these, we can represent any number on the number line. Okay. Any square root. Now, how it is possible? How to check which combination of numbers or perfect squares we need to use for doing these square roots? This is very simple. Now you know that the square of 0 is 0, square of 1 is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, and so on. Now always make it a point, whenever to represent any number as a combination of two numbers, we need to think to which perfect square it is very near. Now 5 is very near to 4. 4 is a perfect square for 2. So we will write this 5 as 2 square plus 1 square. Now this will be 4 plus 1, that is under root 5. So this explanation help us to know which combination will be there for any square root to be represented on number line. Now root 17. Now let us see, root 17 is near about to 16. So for root 17 I can write 4 square, because 16 is a perfect square for 4. 4 square plus 1 square is root 17, because 16 plus 1 is root 17. Now how to represent this root 5 and root 17 on the number line? Okay, so let us start with it. First of all, we will draw a number line, okay, and we will mark the equal intervals in between with the help of a scale. Now this is a number line. Let us say x and x dash are the coordinates of this number line. Now this 0 is taken as the origin of the number. Now we have to represent this root 5. Now we said root 5 is equals to 4 plus 1, that is 2 square plus 1 square. Okay. So we need to make this base, because if you remember we studied that on a right angle triangle, the square of the base and perpendicular square is equals to hypotenuse square. Now if base is 2, so the square of base is 2 square and its perpendicular is 1, so the perpendicular square is 1 unit 1 square. So we will find this hypotenuse, which will represent our root 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, so we have to do this. First of all, we will mark 0 and we will take 2 units this and we will mark this as A. Okay. Now with A as center, we will draw an angle of 90 degree. I am making it directly. Okay. You have to make this angle of 90 by protractor, or basically by compass, with the help of a compass. From this A center you will draw any arc of any radius. Now you will not change the radius, and from this part you will mark first arc, and from this part you will mark other arc. The first arc represents 60 and the other arc represents 120. Now from 60 arc you will draw another arc. Now from 120 you will draw another arc. So this represents your angle of 90. Okay. Now this is 2 units OA. A as center and radius how much? 1 unit. You will draw an arc cutting this AP at a point B. Okay. Now join OB. This distance is question number 1, 2, 3 in your notebook. Clearly, neatly and sincerely, and you will mention the date of each day on top of your page before doing any work. Now after this we will be doing decimal number representation. Okay, decimal number representation. Okay, now let us take three numbers and let us do the division of these three numbers. Okay, 10 by 3. So 3, 10. 3 tens are 3 3s are 9. So we get the remainder 1. We'll put a decimal and we will do the again division. Again we get the remainder 1, then 10, then 3, then 9. Remainder is again 1. We will do this. So this will be repeating. Okay, and so on. Here we get remainder as 1, 1, 1 always. Every division has the remainder 1. Okay, and we have the quotient as 3.33 and so on 3. Okay, now divisor here is 3. Okay, similarly let us do the division for 7 by 8. 8, 7. Now 7 is smaller than 8, so we will put a decimal. So it will become 70. Now 8 8s are 64. So 6 is left. Now we will put a 0. Now 8 7s are 56. Now 4. 0. 8 5s are 40. Here the remainder is 0. Quotient is 0.875 and the divisor is 8. Okay. Now in the last part 1 by 7. So we will divide 1 by 7. 7 1. 1 is smallest, so we will put a decimal over here. So it will become 10. Now 7 ones are 7. So we will get our first remainder as 3. Okay. Now it's 0. 7 4s are 28. Now this second remainder is 2. Then again 0. 7 2s are 14. 6 is the remainder. We will put 0. Then 7 8s are 56. 4 0. Then 7 5s are 35. 5 0. 7 7s are 49. Then 1. Again 7 0. Then 7 ones are 7 3 0. Now you can see the remainder has started repeating itself. Okay, if you will continue doing this, you will again receive the same these 6 digits over here. 1 4 2. Then again 8 5 7 will come, and again 1 4 2 8 5 7. So basically this pattern will get repeated on. Okay. Similarly in this first one, this 3 is getting repeated. So from these 3 examples you might have understood now that where the remainder is 0, the digits have not been repeated. Okay. So this is called as terminating decimal number. So 7 by 8 has terminating decimal representation, that is 0.875. Okay, and these two numbers 10 by 3 and 1 by 7, they have their division continued. So these are called as non-terminating decimals. That one also. That is also called as non-terminating decimals. Now, this also has one classification. Here the 3 is repeating. So, instead of writing 3 3 again, I can simply write 3.3 bar. This bar is for this repetition. Bar represents that 3 is being repeated, and this bar is put on the digits which gets continuously repeated. Okay, like for here 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. These 6 digits are repeating itself. So I will write 0.142875857 bar. It means again the same will start from 142857. So this is called non-terminating decimals as well as non-terminating recurring decimals. So the full name for 10/3 and 1/7 expansion is non-terminating recurring decimals. The meaning of recurring is repeating, because 3 is repeating itself and here 142857 is repeating itself. So this is done, and you can see also that here the remainders which have started again repeating is 1, 3, then 2, then 6, then here 5, then 3. Now the remainders are being repeating from here. Okay, so the number of digits that are being repeated 3, 2, 6, 4, 5 and last 1. Okay, so these are the numbers. These are 6 numbers. Always the number of digits which are being repeated in remainders and quotient are always 1 less than the divisor. 1 less than the divisor. Okay, so 7 is the divisor and we have 6 digits which are being repeated. Okay, so we can, recurring decimals are there, so we can easily say how many digits will repeat. So just see the divisor. Okay, so the number of digits that will repeat are 1 less than this divisor. So this is all about your decimal expansion. We will continue this decimal expansion in the next class so that you can have a more view about these expansions, and we will do some more questions in their expansion just to see what is